For number 39, when we're solving, we set each equal to 0. So you would do x plus 5 equals 0 and solve that. Subtract 5 from both sides, you get x is negative 5. And then also do 4x minus 3 equals 0. So you would add 3 to both sides, or move the negative 3 over, so it's positive 3. And then last, divide by 4, and so x is 3/4. So x is negative 5 and x is 3/4. In number 40, once you have it set equal to 0, you can decide if you want to use quadratic formula or factoring. If you use quadratic formula, remember that the x squared is the a value, the x is the b value, and then the c is just the constant. So in this case, a is 12, b is negative 8, c is 0. And then you could plug into quadratic formula. Or you can factor out a 4b from both of these, and you'd end up with 3b minus 2. And then you can set each equal to 0, so 4b equals 0, and b is 0. Or 3b minus 2 equals 0, add 2 to both sides. So you get 3b equals 2, and then divide by 3, so you get 2/3. So again, you could use the quadratic formula for these, or you can factor. Remember that they always have to equal 0 first. So in number 41, you'd have to subtract 45 first from both sides. So your new equation is y squared plus 4y minus 45 equals 0. And then you're going to decide if you're going to factor or if you're going to use quadratic formula. If you use quadratic formula, a is 1, b is 4, c is negative 45. If you factor, then you would do two things that multiply to negative 45 that add to 4, which is 9 and negative 5.
Mom,
Set each of those equal to 0. So y is negative 9 and y is 5. Okay, for number 45, it specifically tells you to use the quadratic formula. So a is 1, b is negative 14, c is 22. For 46 through 48, find the number of real solutions using the discriminant. So the discriminant is just b squared minus 4ac. So if we do number 46, a is 3, b is negative 6, c is 3. So let's plug that in. B squared, negative 6 squared. Remember the parentheses, minus 4 times a is 3 times c is 3. So I get 36. You could just do that in your calculator or the way I'm doing it. Minus 36, which is 0. So the discriminant, because we got 0, the discriminant would be one solution. If we got negative, the discriminant is no solutions, no real numbers basically. And if you get a positive, then the discriminant is two solutions. Uh, 49, square root of 40 times the square root of 5. So we could multiply that first. Outside times outside, inside times inside. So the insides are 40 and 5. And so we get 800. Just kidding. We don't get 800. 4 times 5 is 20 with the 0. 200. Sorry, guys. Okay, so square root 200. And then we can break it down. Well, we could just use the two numbers that we started with when we break it down. And then 40 is 5 and 8. And then 8 is 4 and 2. And then 4 is 2 and 2. So here's all my prime numbers. And remember, we're looking for pairs. I have a pair of 5s and a pair of 2s. So outside I would have 5 times 2, and then inside's the leftovers. So I get 10 radical 2. For number 50, break down the 50 to 10 and 5, and then the 10 to 5 and 2. And then we're looking for pairs again. So pair of 5s can come outside. The 2 will be inside. Let's just separate this a little bit. Okay, but don't forget about the variables. So for x to the third, that would mean that I have one pair in there with one left over. And then y squared, that would be one pair with none left over. For 51, you multiply by the conjugate. So, because there's a binomial in the bottom, so we're going to multiply by the conjugate. So the conjugate will be radical 10 plus 3. So on the bottom, if I multiply the first, I get 10, and then multiply the last, and I'm going to get negative 9. Up top, when I do 5 radical 2 times radical 10, remember that the outside numbers multiply together, so 5, and then the inside numbers 2 and 10 multiply together for 20. And then 5 radical 2 times 3, outside numbers multiply, so 5 times 3 is 15, and then the inside numbers, so radical 2. Now I have to first simplify the radical. So the radicals I have there are 2, that one's already simplified, but radical 20 can be simplified. It breaks down to 4 and 5. Remember, we simplify radicals with factor trees, 2 and 2. A pair of 2's comes out, and it comes out with the 5 that's already there to become a 10, and then the 5 is the leftover. All over, and 10 minus 9 is 1, and we don't really need all over 1. So it's 10 radical 5 plus 15 radical 2. Normally we could then see if we can simplify the fraction, but we just got rid of the 1, so we're good. For 52, we need to be able to combine like radicands, but we have to first get rid of, simplify these radicals. So radical 24 breaks down to 8 and 3. 8 is 4 and 2. 4 is 2 and 2. So I could take out a pair of 2's, and the leftovers is 2 times 3. So I have 2 times 2, sorry, so not 2. I have 4 radical 6. Then I'm going to do the 54. So 54 is 9 times 6. 9 is 3 and 3. 6 is 3 and 2. So a pair of 3's comes out, and then the 3 times 2 stays in. For 150, I can do 50 and 3. 25 and 2. 5 and 5. So a pair of 5's comes out, and the 3 and 2 multiply back inside. Now these are all like terms, so I can actually just add 4 plus 3 is 7, plus 5 is 12, radical 6. 53 is similar to the multiplying that we've already done, so I'll move on to 54. 54, to get rid of the square root, we square it. So it's 7x minus 3 is equal to 25. Then we solve this like a normal equation. Add 3. 7x is equal to 28. Divide by 7. And x is 4. Okay, in 55, you have to isolate the radical first. So add 2 first. So radical 4x over 3 is equal to 2. Then get rid of the square root, so we square both sides. 4x over 3 equals 4, and then we solve like normal. So multiply by 3. So 4x equals 12. Well, divide by 4. And x is 3. And that's about it.